and welcome to my kitchen. In our last video, we learned how to make jollof rice. I hope you had fun trying that recipe out. If you're yet to see that video, I'll be leaving the link in the description section below so you can go and watch it and try it out. How many of us out there have had issue at one time or the other, or still have issue making basic instant powder custard? I know I did. Growing up, the first time I made custard was for my dad. He asked me to make this custard, and I thought to myself, how will I tell this man that I cannot make custard? I was scared that it's probably going to be very lumpy. But hey, I took up the challenge and I made that custard. I got it at that first time, lucky me. But that was a trial and error method. And so with constant practice and over the years, I've tried to find out what is the right ratio between liquid and the powder, because that was what I suffered with when I tried to make it. I kept asking myself, what is the right ratio between the powder and the liquid? As well, how am I supposed to know that I've gotten to the right consistency when I'm mixing it at the very first time? So in this video, I decided to share these tips and tricks that I've discovered along the way with you, and hopefully you'll learn one or two things. And if you're out there and you have other tricks and tips on how you make your custard and get it each time to be the same thing, please do leave it in the comment section below so that everyone is going to learn from you. Thank you very much if you do that. And so, without us speaking too much, let us head onto the work table and start cooking. You'll be needing a mixing bowl, a turning stick, sugar, milk, and water. Bring a kettle of water to a rolling boil. Measure out your custard. The ratio that I use is 1:1, and I use the same container or the same plastic that I used to measure out the custard to measure out the water as well. So for this video, I'll be making 2 cups. Adding the exact 2 cups as well of water into the custard. However, I add it one after the other till you get the consistency of a creamy evaporated milk. You want the color to be really deep yellow and not light yellow. Mix it thoroughly until every of the powder is properly mixed with water and there is no lump. See how it is? It is free of any lump. The powder is properly mixed and it's deep yellow. Set this aside. Once the water has come to a rolling boil, add it into the mixed powder like so until you see at this consistency it starts thickening up. That's when you stop and thoroughly quickly mix this together. If you're not quick with the mixing, it's gonna form some lump, so you want to quickly mix it this way. And this is what I was looking for. If you wanted it to be very much thicker than this, you use a little bit less water, or by the time you're adding the boiling water, you stop immediately you see the thickening coming on. At that stage, not all the powder or all the mixed custard would have kicked up, so you mix them all up together. But usually when you leave it down it thickens some more, so I like it this way. Add in your milk. Sprinkle on with your sugar, and this is ready to serve. It's best you take your custard while warm. You don't want it cold, and then by that time it's very lumpy and it starts forming some things in your mouth you don't like. For those who like to see what they're learning, I'm going to make another bowl, but in this bowl I'm going to be using much more water than the custard, and you will see what the consistency will be at the end of the video. So I use the same amount of custard that I used in the first place, which is 2 cups. Well, the cup as shown. At this stage, instead of a 1:1 ratio, I used 1.5:1 ratio. So for these 2 cups, I will be using 3 cups of water. Now, when you're mixing it, you will notice that the color is not as deep as the one that you used the ratio of 1:1. Mix thoroughly as well to make sure all the powder is properly mixed. Now this is me showing you the difference in color of these 2. The one with the 1:1 ratio on your right is deeper in color and it looks more like an evaporated milk, while the one on my left looks more like just the regular milk that you have in the store in the gallon. Now the water that has come to a boil, you start mixing. You will notice that you will never get to a point whereby you start seeing that thickness like you saw in the previous one. And once you keep mixing, you will never ever get to that stage whereby it is as thick as the one that you had in the previous video. So this is just me showing you. You see how runny it is? Very runny. That's a no-no. Look at the other one. You see how thick it is once you got the boiling water into it. I was trying to see if I could remedy this by pouring it back into the pot and cooking. Let's see how it turns out to be. "15 minutes later, this is what I have. It's still not coming together. Instead, the color is even looking more pale than it was before." No, it didn't do anything to remedy that. So your best choice would be to get the proper ratio of water to the custard at first. Look at how it is. It's totally very runny, not thick at all. And me trying to use the stovetop did not help at all. Side by side, you see the custard that had the right ratio of water to the instant powder and the one that had the wrong ratio. See how thick it is? That is what you're looking for. Very runny. That's a no-no. As always, to my new subscribers, I say welcome. To my old subscribers, thank you for stopping by. Until next time when I see you again, let's learn and cook together. Bye-bye.